the election on the 23rd of February. And we're going to win because of you. I want to say that we have to give special applause to the only person on the City Council who is honest and working hard for the people of Carson. That's Recall.'m Santorina. The others, as you know, are spending taxpayers' money in all kinds of endeavors that just make not much sense. And since I left the City Council, I guess they think they can just spend your money any way they want to, and that's not right. So we only have Alito to thank right now to try to keep them honest, but he's with 4 people that are very untrustworthy. So let's talk a little bit about the recall election. Many of you who've lived in Carson for a long time know that there was an attempt to recall me when I was the mayor of the city of Carson. Those accusations against me at that time were all false, just like they are this time. The same people who initiated and are leading the recall last time are leading it again. The lady who owns the Carson bail bonds business. And they're spending an inordinate amount of money on the recall. Just many of you don't know this, but the recall committee to try to recall me got a donation from the appointed mayor, Robles, of $45,000. He put on 3 fundraisers, raised that money, and they gave it promptly to the recall committee. Vera DeWitt herself put in $34,000. I would say that is definitely an obsession. Someone that swayed to do evil things and spend that amount of money, there's something wrong with that. This recall, ladies and gentlemen, is not coming from the people of Carson. They hired professional signature gatherers to go door to door and to stand at the supermarkets to gather signatures. They really don't have a people-oriented recall against me. They have a politician-initiated and politician-driven recall against me. Therefore, it's against you. So, I'm not going to address the ridiculous and absurd accusations that they've made up, but they keep making up new ones constantly, just like they did last time. You can be rest assured that none of them are true. They're all false, and that's all they have to offer is gossip and innuendo and rumor. They have no facts. If any of those things were true, then the district attorney would be involved because they're saying that I did illegal things and I haven't. I talk to the district attorney investigators regularly about this because the latest one is that I bought a car at Kia, which I did, in Carson, so we get the tax money. They said, Vera Robles told the district attorney of LA County, who sent an investigator to talk with me, that I got a 50% discount on the car. Well, I don't think so. That's ridiculous. I didn't get a 50% discount. Matter of fact, when I told the investigator that I actually am leasing the car, then he realized that a leasing company would not participate in a 50% discount on a sale of a car. It doesn't happen. It's not done. So they knew exactly that it was just a false accusation, like all of the accusations. So as far as the City Hall is concerned, the employees at City Hall are speaking to me quietly and privately, telling me they are afraid of the management. They're afraid of the dominant majority on the City Council. That's who they're afraid of. They know and trust me, they support me, and the people of Carson, as shown by today's gathering together, you support me because I work for you, just like Alito Santorina. We are not elected officials who think we're the boss. We're not the boss. You're the boss. We are public servants. Unfortunately, the people who are leading the recall are not public servants. They're in it for themselves. If they were to win this recall, that just gives them further dominance and control over the city government for them to make mischief and waste your taxpayers' money. That's what they're doing now, and that's not right. Because our city, like any city, should have a balanced budget and not a $1 million deficit that they have now. And a city government should be there to serve the people, not serve the political whims of the establishment that's controlling the city. When Elito and I, and we had a majority at different times, we ran a very smooth, transparent, and honest, highly integrated city government. We have the opposite going on right now. Elito's by himself, so he needs your support too. Whenever Elito calls for your help, please help him as well, because he's the only one there that's honest at this point. I'm going to open this up to a few questions, if you have any particular questions, because as mentioned, some of the other speakers said there were some computer-generated phone calls and some paid phone callers who are making phone calls around the city. So if you have any questions right now, this is the time to ask. There are no bad or dumb questions, they're just questions, okay? Because what you have a question about, someone else might have that same question, and they might not want to ask that question in public. So I'm going to open this up while someone brings me a bottle of water. Marna, could I get a bottle of water? Okay, let's go to the first question. Room temperature water is fine. First question is right here in the front.
Next year's elections, right?
Next year, in 2017, there were elections, and I'll repeat the question.
Who's running for, who's going to be in the council supposed to be running?
Okay, in March of 2017 is a regular scheduled municipal election for the city of Carson. We have elections every 2 years. Council members and the city clerk and city treasurer get elected to a 4-year term. So it's staggered. At one election, they'll have 2 council members, the city clerk and mayor, and city clerk and city treasurer on the ballot. That's what happened last year, and I ran for the office of city clerk, and the people of Carson elected me the city clerk. So, thank you. So, next year, 2017, because it's odd-numbered years, there's going to be 2 council seats. The seat currently held by Denicia Gauze, where she was appointed to that seat, never been elected by the people of Carson to anything. And the other seat is held by Jawan Hilton. He won that seat by a mere 18 votes. That's a fraction of 1% of the vote, okay? Now, also, the appointed mayor Robles, his seat is on the ballot as well. So those are the 3 seats that are going to be in the ballot in March of 2017. 1 year from today, ladies and gentlemen, the city of Carson will be involved in a massive election, okay? Those 3 seats will be open, and there'll be people running for those seats. We don't know who they are yet, but we're going to find the good, honest people to support in that election. Next question, Miller Boyer.
Who had the first idea of save and protect Carson? Because I saw that the yes, and also at the bottom is save and protect Carson. Excellent question. Miller Boyer points out something very important. Those of you who have known me for the last 20 years of running for office, I didn't win the first 2 times, by the way. You know that I chose red, white, and blue 20 years ago as my color scheme, right? And I set up a format, as you can see on this sign right here, where it's red at the top, white lettering, because I didn't want to pay for a 3rd color, so I used a white lettering, and then blue at the bottom. This format, this style, has become a logo for me. Most of the people know that when they see a sign like that, it's a Jim Deere sign. No one else has a sign like that. So the opposition, in order to confuse people, intentionally confuse people, they copied my sign, and they took the word, where to go? Yeah, they copied my sign, which says save and protect, because that's what we're trying to do, is save and protect Carson. They copied it, and they put the word yes on recall, but it looks just like my signs, so people are terribly confused now, because some people think they're going to go to the polls and vote yes for Jim Deere. But no, you have to go to the polls and vote no, because the question to you is, do you want to recall or remove, same thing, Jim Deere from office? You have to vote no. So please encourage everyone to understand that when the question is asked at the top of the ballot, vote no on the recall, because the recall is an attempt to take me out of office and put Denicia Gauze in office without having a regular election. It's very sneaky, very tricky. And so I'm glad, Miller, you asked that question, because they copied my signs. It looks just like my sign, except they put the word yes instead of the word no, that we've had for a month before they put their signs up. Our signs were all around Carson, and they copied it. Follow-up question?